Hey everyone, we know that it's been a while since we've done one of these updates, but we wanted to hop back on and just update you with everything that's been going on over the past 3 months, pretty much 2024. A lot has happened.
But also not a lot at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
I'll kind of start update with kind of medical stuff and everything. I had surgery kind of beginning to mid-February. We knew that I was going to have surgery, but we weren't expecting it until like May or June-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But the scheduler called and was like, hey, we have a cancellation in 4 days. Do you want it? And I took it. So the surgery was laparoscopic, I think that's the term.
Yeah.
Laparoscopic excision surgery to remove endometriosis.
And this was her first surgery, so
Yeah.
anxiety and nerves were like at an all-time high. So
Yeah.
when she initially found out that it was going to be like May or June, she's like, how am I going to
survive until then? Just like knowing that I have to have this spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
All my anxiety friends out there know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so honestly, it was already an answered prayer that it was like, hey, in 4 days we have a opening, like you want it.
Yeah, like there was no time to really freak out about it. So had the surgery. It went well. They found endometriosis and were able to remove it. I think he called it stage 2 endometriosis out of 4 stages. And what that essentially means is there was, more than just a few spots where he found it. He found it in 5 different spots. And the excision part means just they cut it out. So it's little lesions. At least in me, it was little lesions.
Mm-hmm.
He just cut it out, kind of placed a little bonding agent over it to help it heal. And recovery was a roller coaster, if I'm being honest. I didn't know what to expect, but in my mind, I kind of had this idea that it would all be uphill. But not having ever had surgery before, I was clearly wrong. The first week especially, but mainly the first 2 weeks, it was a lot of ups and downs, which was really frustrating, especially because I couldn't do a lot on my own. And so that was a really humbling experience. I felt very helpless.
I had to help her off the toilet, out of bed.
Yeah, like helping with everything. So you were amazing, and it was just amazing to have all that support. But after that 2-week mark, that's when it was all uphill. So I'm feeling back to my normal self again, which is awesome. What next steps kind of look like is just waiting over the next few months to see if the surgery was successful. And by that, it just means, have my symptoms gotten any better? Have they decreased? If not, then it's just going back to the surgeon and talking about, what other options are there for these symptoms. There's a possibility that I'll have to have another surgery later in life. Endometriosis isn't kind of a one and done disease.
It's a lifetime thing.
It's a lifetime thing. It's an inflammatory condition as well. So things can trigger it. It can always get worse. It can come back. It can come back with vengeance. So it's just kind of a waiting game at this point. But I'm feeling good now. So trying to just take it day by day. But yeah, that's kind of my update with everything personally. We also too just wanted to give you an update on obviously adoption and how that has been going.
Yeah, so last update that we gave is we are done with everything that we can possibly do on our end, and now it's just a waiting game. And so we knew that waiting was going to be tough. So we weren't naive to that, but I'm a very optimistic person. So in my head, I was like, we're getting a kid in February. Like that, I needed that hope and that kind of something to look forward to. And so February came and passed, and obviously that was a crushing hit. But in this waiting period, I feel like in the very beginning, both of us, we were just trying to like stay busy, keep our minds off of it. But you can only do that for so long.
Yeah.
Because this waiting period could be 2 years.
Or longer than
Right.
2 years. Yeah, at the beginning for me, it was more so excitement of like, oh my gosh, we're in the waiting period. Like, any day now, it could happen. And so, we're like, okay, we gotta prepare. So we bought like nursery furniture and the stroller and the car seat and some clothes and like kind of all the essentials that the kid will need for the first 2 weeks of life.
That was super fun to do, though.
And it was so much fun. And like, I needed that to get through. But then, yeah, you kind of get to this point, or at least for me, I got to this point where it's like, okay, like, we're prepared, God. You can give us a kid any day now. And it's not happening. And it's hard because there is nothing more you can do except focus on that. Like, we aren't busy with other adoption stuff now. We're busy with life, which has helped, but at the same time, yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah, so we've been kind of meditating on the word that God has been placing on our hearts, and it's just kind of this contentment or posture. And kind of funny enough is posture, our church does kind of a word of the year, and that was the word for our church as a whole for the year. So that kind of rang true for us and has been ringing true for us. We've been trying to learn what it means to be content in this waiting period, and we went on this walk, maybe a week or two ago, when it was starting to turn nice out. Praise God for that. And we were just kind of blown away at just kind of the peace we felt in the waiting.
Kind of the first time, at least for me, for sure, that it was like a full sense of peace in the waiting. And that is, it's a day by day thing. It's a moment by moment feeling. Like, some days suck and other days are great. But yeah, that walk and just the conversations we had about the waiting, it was honestly kind of amazing how we felt.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And so we're just, like you said, we want to keep you guys informed, keep you updated on our story.
We also are just so continuously thankful for all the love and all the support that we're receiving from everyone, family and friends and complete strangers. We just ask from you guys to continue to be praying for us and for our little one out there and the birth mom out there.
Yeah.
Also, just continue to share our story, however that looks like, whether that's, talking with someone, posting it on social media, sharing it whenever we post it. We've heard so many stories of people getting connected to a birth mom and, getting a little kiddo added to their family through social media.
Yeah.
So
like their story was posted, shared by friends of friends of friends, and within 30 days they had someone contact their agency, which contacted them to get them in touch. So please, like, if it's on your heart, share our story. All it is just one click. So you'd be doing us a huge favor by doing that.
And yeah, thank you, and we love you guys.